Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show, Quacko's Talk with the Expert. The discussion for today is about artificial intelligence and data science, the two buzzwords of the present day world. To discuss a lot more about these two fields, we have Mr. Vishwanath Jha, who is the CEO of Sarthi.ai. Mr. Jha is here with us to talk us about the various challenges people face in the field of artificial intelligence and the recent advancements in trends and technologies in the AI field. Hello, Mr. Vishwanath Jha. Thank you so much for joining with us. It's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Akhilesh. Thank you for having me over here. Pleasure. I wish I can add some value. I
Thank you
believe
so much.
will be
We
okay.
are delighted
Thank
to
you.
have you
Thank you.
with us. And Mr. Jha, could you please let us know what is the vision of Sarthi.ai and what kind of work is carried out in your company?
Okay. So essentially, our vision is to be the most innovative and valuable language and voice technology company on the planet. We want to be the best possible, best innovative language and voice technology company. It includes, and it is not limited to just Indian languages or South Asian languages, but entirely in the language space, in the communication space, right? And the work that we, the focus where we are headed is something, we are disrupting the trillion-dollar contact center industry, and that is happening via two different aspects. One is we are automating the customer interactions. All right. Second thing is wherever there is the live human, communication between the customers and the agents. There also we are enabling the live agents, call center agents, so that they can take those calls in a much more informed and much more progressive, way, so that they can deliver very good customer experience on behalf of the enterprises. So that's the vision and the work that we are doing at Sarthi.
Okay, that sounds really cool. So there are a lot of recent advancements and trends in technologies in the last few years in the AI and data science fields. So could you just list or could you just elaborate a little bit about the recent trends and technologies in AI?
Well, see, AI is like very big. It's literally, and it's not that it has started today or in last decade. I mean, like 60s it started. So it's very difficult to say or list down different trends and methods which are currently trending in market or industry I should say rather. However, if there were like two things basically if I have to pick up, right? And one, especially because me being in spending like almost 11 years in now language and voice technology, conversational interfaces. So from that side, I feel one that is one use case, one particular application, because we like having a conversational interface basically mm, for every machine. I mean, like imagine like you can speak to your to machines in your tongue and get your work done. You don't have to plug, press switches and everything like that. So that's very innovative thing that I feel is further gonna go, and it is gonna be. It has to be spread across all the languages. The problem right now here is that most of the researches or in the language or the voice AI side is limited to highly resourced languages. Okay, but in India, I mean, across the world, we have more than 7,000 languages. So
Right.
imagine that kind of research, that kind of industry application should be available in across all those 7,000 languages. That's like a mammoth effort, right? And
Exactly.
every language is different. So, and every speaker speaks differently, the accents, dialects. So if you see, the problem is very complicated, and that absolutely desires like, even more innovative solutions. That's one side of the application. The second part, obviously, I see is more on the healthcare side,
Okay.
especially in the brain imaging or the medical imaging side of it, because obviously, again, there's a reason why AI is disrupting every industry it is introduced to, right? Because it can do jobs better than humans. That's a fact, right? It's just that like you need to train it well, you need to certain other caveats basically which are linked with model training needs to be
Yeah.
taken care of, right? So I think for me as a neuroscience researcher or a cognitive neuroscience researcher, for me it is very important to understand how do human cognitive ability develops in humans basically. Language is a cognitive ability, right? Vision is a cognitive ability. But how
Right.
do these cognitive abilities develop in a human over time? How do we make a sense of this universe, this environment that we are in, the perception? So that we're trying to like solve by medical imaging or brain imaging. Whether if I see something, which part of my brain gets like highlighted, it gets activated. So
Right.
those kind of applications, these two things, I think they have a very wider application. In my, like whatever little bit experience that I have, based on that, my
Okay.
perception, these are the two things.
Right. Sounds really interesting, actually. It's helping out the world in a huge number of ways. I mean, this medical imaging, which you have told, even I've been reading a few articles and things like that about it, and it seems really fascinating that a machine can do wonders. Like there are many students and many beginners who have absolutely no idea about this AI and data science streams, but they are aspiring to pursue their career in AI. So, for an absolute
Mm.
beginner to kickstart their career in AI, what is the
Mm.
roadmap or the path which they have to follow?
Okay. So this is a very popular question. Generally, I get asked. So, and most of the time, I recommend same things. So, I mean, like there are three key things that I recommend to any new data science aspirant, irrespective of
Right,
which stream they have studied, doesn't matter. But there are like three key technical skills, and obviously there are a couple of more in terms of the soft skill or the like generally in industry they call it soft skill. So from that part, but I don't think they are soft skills. They are very core skills, and they must be there. So like, but before that, I mean, like in like. Uh, I mean, like 21st century is not more, like it's not age for reactiveness, basically. It's age for proactiveness. I mean, like there are difference. Whether when some event happen, then you react to it, or you are already prepared for event to happen and then you take jump, right? So there are two
right,
ways how to look at things.
nice,
So in 21st century, we are in internet. We have internet, and we have internet for past 10 years. We have had like very good access to internet. I mean, obviously, it is improving 3G, 4G, 5G. We are going up the ladder, but having access to internet has changed the world, right?
right,
Now, if you need to read about medical imaging, what's happening in Stanford, MIT, or any key research lab, you can just log into the website. You can read the material. You can read the research papers. Things have become easy, right? So that's one side of it, which people need to themselves proactively do. Understand? It's not rote learning. I mean, first of all, majorly the students basically they fail because they are in a rush. Somebody else is doing. Somebody said that this data science career is a very big, very good. So people want to do that,
right,
and it's like a like that doesn't serve the purpose, because if you go into the industry with that mindset, you will always be narrowed. You'll have also
right,
you'll always have a narrow like vision.
right,
However, you should not or a student should not behave like that. I mean, they need to understand what is the application. Like what is the application of AI that interests you? That should be a subject of interest, right?
right,
For me, let's say it is language technology or voice technology or medical imaging, right? Somebody else might find IoT or VR or AR mixed with AI.
right,
There they can find. Somebody might find it gaming, like there. So I think from that where I come from, I believe that applications should be like more. I mean, reading about application should be of more importance. People should spend time on it. They should
okay,
find कि actually AI से कर क्या कर सकते हैं? What is possible? What all things can be done? Right? Once you have that overview, a broader 10,000 feet overview, then you choose. Then you choose.
right,
Okay, this application is interesting. Now, in order to do this, what are the core set of skills that I need? And in those core set of skills, the three things that I mentioned earlier, the first thing is learning a good programming language. And to start with, Python is one of the key languages that I recommend to everyone. Okay.
okay,
Second thing after Python is Linux based OS. Command line पे एकदम पूरा mastery होना चाहिए. People should know if I have to commit some code from terminal only, I should be able to SSH and commit log into the cloud system servers basically. So now Python, Linux-based OS, and then third comes the Git or a GitHub version control. You can use other version control softwares also, but something in version control. These three things are like, like it's like the very core stuff that needs to be taken care by every student or aspirant who wants to be a data scientist. Now, after that, if you move, so since AI is all about data, if there is no data, there is no AI. So understanding of data or the database systems, that is very important. And the two things which are otherwise called soft skills I mentioned earlier, it is more of like problem solving approach, and the second thing is the intuition building. Uh, how do you approach this? These skills can't be like taught. These skills can't be taught. Problem solving, it has to, you have to wrestle with the problem and number of problems, and only then you will be able to find a framework for yourself which works for you, and using that framework you will be able to attack any new problem.
Right.
So problem solving, because ultimately we are building AI applications, right? So that means we are trying to solve a particular problem, right? So if you don't know how to solve the problem, then there is no point reading AI. Even if you read, you are very good at Python, you are very good at by hearting all the algorithms, derivations, and like using all those, but that doesn't serve the purpose. So I think that's my advice here.
Right. Interesting. So you would have seen, as a CEO of a company, you would have seen a lot of people appearing for job interviews. So what kind of skills you expect from a candidate who sits for data science and AI related job role interviews?
Again, the very core thing is problem solving and intuition building. And one, if I have to add another aspect, it is attention to detail. See, if anybody has problem solving skills, they have attention to detail, or they can build intuition around a particular problem, hypothesis build kar sakta hai koi, right? So I think these skills are of utmost importance, right? उसके बाद आता है followed up is like your technical skills and everything that is required. उसके अंदर there are multiple, if you see AI and ML also have like like there are categories of jobs.
Right.
You need to understand, the AI, the ecosystem is so big. There are a lot of categories. So you need to, as a candidate, need to identify first, bhai, mujhe karna kya hai? Do I need to become a consultant, analytics consultant? So that's a different journey path.
Right.
If you want to build a product based on AI, then that's a different aspect, because in further deep down you will have to figure out कि भाई image में करना है कि speech पे करना है कि text पे करना है. So it's very difficult, right? But since I have been in this space for like language and like voice for last 4 years primarily, although I've worked in images for a long time, but it's been a long time. As I said, it's more than 4 years that I have actively looked into image-based problems. So I think the framework level or the technical skills, if you are asking, I would say, again, Python-based PyTorch or Keras framework is something that you must know, basically. You should, as I said, out of those three skills, if you want to add another core skill that candidates must have is like, they need to be proficient with PyTorch or Keras. They should be able to, like think on themselves. If I have to solve this problem, what should be the architecture?
Right.
And one more aspect is ability to, like wrestle with research papers. I'm not saying read research papers. I'm saying wrestle with research papers, because initially for every aspirant, like this space is like like so innovative. Every new day there is some new research paper coming out. So every day, last day what you read can be obsolete very fast next day, right? So you need to be in constant touch with what is happening in the ecosystem, what is happening in the research labs, what is happening in the academia or in the industry, right? So that becomes very important.
Right.
So and most of the people, basically most of the candidates, they face initially they face very big challenge in digesting research papers, because they will read introduction, they will read abstract, and then directly they will jump to conclusion. In between whatever is written, since it is like little bit like it's not complicated, it's because you don't understand, the candidates doesn't understand like some topics or some terminologies which are or some equations which are mentioned in the research paper. So there they start skipping. अच्छा ये तो बाद में कर लूँगा. Let's jump to the conclusion. Let's understand what is the business application. But
Right.
there the candidates or the aspiring data scientists, they need to focus deeper into it. They need to wrestle, read it until and unless they get a habit that they can read a research paper in 3 hours to 4 hours. That is
Right.
where they need to reach, especially if they want to build a career in research oriented roles. Somebody has to be an NLP scientist, somebody might want to become a speech scientist, somebody might want to be a computer vision researcher, like they want to do a master's, they want to do a PhD, those kind of roles, or industry wide, like product application, AI product applications. So that side, this is the requirement. If into the consulting or analytic background, if you want to go, it is more largely about using statistical methods to basically analyze numbers or data, right? So that's a very different objective altogether.
Right.
So so having a data point to identify the two different side or multiple aspects of it, I think that's where the candidates should begin, ask questions themselves, and then take a further decision to what next action item is. I think that's what I had to share. I hope I was able to articulate well.
Right. I mean, fascinating, really fascinating.